we'll think about some Mermail stuff. If I formulate a better idea and I know exactly what I'm trying to go for, then I can work on that for another stream for another day. There's a channel that's all about Mermail and his road to combos. If you're interested, sure. If you want to send it, we can take a look real quick. Okay, so he's playing the deep sea cards. So what are we starting with? Prince. It's a specials from deck, right? And then you get Pike, yeah, and then you get the new one, yep, and you get what alongside it? You get another Dragoon. Can I even search Dragoon? I can't. Glacia, Cancer. All right. Oh, we can send off field, right? So you get Teus, Dragoon, Bahamut, search again, Minstrel. Okay, so you search. I don't want to play this card. That card's terrible. Rip. Okay. Teus. Rip Minstrel. Does Minstrel have effect when it's discarded? Special summoned. No, not really. Okay. Link for an enemy. Bring back this. This is your discard, right? Make everything level 7. Make Gaios. Blink that. And then you get to do this special summon 3. I don't think this card is very good. Add Trivania, Ice Jade, Adrienne, Revive. Bahamut once per turn. Are you ever supposed to make multiple Bahamut Toads? A Virtue Stream. Yeah, that's what he does, right? There's multiple Bahamut Toads. You should have accounted 30 minutes of discussing pizza with chat. There's no way there was 30 minutes, right? That had to have been like 10 minutes max. This looks like a combo from 2017. I feel like you don't need to do this much. They hand rip 3 and make 3 toads. You don't need to do that though. I feel like just making like 2 toads, hand rip 2 is enough. And the rest is kind of one more. A toad control plus hand rip is good enough, exactly. What does the trap do? It's Icarus attack. I don't want to alleviate bricks. Like I don't want to fucking play this crap in my deck. Can this tribute anything? Can you tribute a Molchami Perelia with this card? Where is it? This card? No, I'm entering Mermail. The fish dude seems unnecessary, where 1 toad plus Icarus attack seems enough. I feel like you could very easily just go for double Bahamut into double toad and then call it a day. You can make all things level 7, it says. I sort of make level 4 is easier because your 4s don't have that much excess, right? I have to think about the best ways of making this work. Like I'd want to look at this myself, right? Because sometimes people play very unoptimized combos. Good decks have layered interaction and recovery, right? No more monster only boards, lose the Dark Ludo more. I mean, if you get Dark Ludo more, they can't deal damage. This adds back 2 cards, and you're still hand ripping 2. So that's not that big of a deal, right? If they Dark Ludo me, I'm like, you have 3 cards left, and I'll have 2 more adding back. And then this is an interruption as well on the opponent's turn. The Abyss Shrine is still a pop, and then a draw. Credits for this is from a spreadsheet I found in the Mermail Discord. Dude, I don't want to join an archetype Discord. Every time I join an archetype Discord, okay, I've done it twice, but every time I've joined an archetype Discord, it's just people who are super stubborn and arrogant, and they just don't want to accept the possibility they could be wrong, or that the win more combo is just, well, we'll win more. Is there a solid build? We're looking at this for the first time, so we don't have anything yet. Like, listen, it's important to understand where to start with things, right? Like, starting from scratch is so much harder than someone starting giving you a base and then optimizing it, because that's a lot of what I'll do is optimizing somebody else's kind of stuff. Check this 1 card Mermail combos. Okay, so ShireYGO. I'll credit where it's due. Make sure you guys check it out. The link's in chat already.
Yo, what's up? I'm back. Did you miss me? Anyways, this is gonna be another combo video.
Tell us more about why you hit them. Like, oh, it's just people being stubborn.
Not Diva, but the new Mermail Abyss Teus. Now I say new because we got a bunch of new support cards. Really, in reality, it's like 2 or 3 Mermail cards. It's you know, it's this guy, and then it's this girl, and they do a lot of cool things. But this is going to be a 1-card combo.
Well, it's 5 new cards. You got the equip spell, you got the link, and you got the XYZ, and like they all come up, right?
Is now searchable by every single card in the game. So this is what the combo is going to look like. It's a really cool combo, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys learned something new, please let me know in the comments. You know, I'd love to have a conversation with you guys about all the stuff discussed in this video. And if you guys want to see more videos like this and you guys are loving the Year of Water that's coming out, please consider subscribing.
Year
I'm
of
doing this
Water.
all year until something else comes up that I'm interested in. Anyways, one card at Teus combo. The other card in the hand does not matter.
I love how the Ulti Mermail cards look. I sold them all my old Ulti Mermail stuff. If I ever play this deck, I might go rebuy them because I don't think I tell you guys enough that I really do love this deck. Like, I know it doesn't live up to the same level of hype that I love. I love Tyr more. I love BA more. I love Thunder more. But this is up there. This is a top 5 deck for me of all time. And if there's a deck I consider max rarity that I love, Crystal Beast is up there as well. Like, I have max rarity Crystal Beast pretty much, except I can't always fucking find the cards. For some reason, I can never find my 3rd Pegasus. I'll find it and then I'll lose it again. Because I use my Pegasus for dumb, like, FTKs. But anyways, like, I do love Mermail Atlanteans. And part of me wants to just get, like, the cards high rarity again. But then I'm like, I want to save them money because I'm trying not to be broke.
And this isn't meant to be like, you know, a combo that's protected by Nibiru or something or anything for that matter. This is mainly just a really cool combo just using this guy. So the discard doesn't matter. I just like using this guy because he's an ultimate rare and I think they match. Because I love discarding an ultimate rare to summon an ultimate rare and using an ultimate rare
is nice.
to search for another ultimate. Okay.
She knows what she's
we're gonna
talking
use
about.
effect in our hand, discarding the marksman, to go ahead and search for a copy of Mermail Abyss Osha. We're gonna add this to our hand
Osha, I
and
forgot about this
subsequently
card.
normal summon using her effect targeting the Teus.
So I don't hate the 2014 version of Mermail. I think it's fine, but 78k gems, try not to be broke. Okay, guys, it's a celebration because I won Worlds. Like, okay, I can bitch about money, but if there's ever been a time in my life where I haven't been like desperate for money, it is now. Like, I did just win Worlds. Like, I'll be honest. Obviously, I still want to make sure I'm getting subs for streaming because it's part of like a career that's different. But as for my savings, spending money on cardboard, I'll be a little more flexible now more than ever. I'm burning this money as a celebration of the Worlds win, but outside of that, I would not do this. And this is probably the last time I ever do it, unless I literally win Worlds again. Yeah, but Osha, so I didn't play the 2014 Mermail deck as much, so this card came out after I was kind of done with Mermail, but yeah. Although it is a whale, right? Because it's supposed to be an orca, and I love that. Flip it for next year? Sure, if I win Worlds again, I'll do this again. I'll spend $1,000 on a Royal Rare if I win Worlds again, and it would have to.
Summon Mermail monsters from our deck equal to or less than level 7. We don't have any level 2 Mermails, so what we're going to do is summon either 2 level 3s, or my favorite option is going for Mermail Abyss Mander. If you guys know him, I'm familiar with the VFD.
Abyss Mander. God, I don't know if I want to play deck with these cards, though, because they're pretty rough.
Bodyguards. This guy's really cool. And I'm going to explain what he does in a second. Now, he has a couple of different effects. His first one is when he's on the field, you can discard a card to turn all water monsters on the field to level 7s. And his other effect is if this guy is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, you can special summon 1 Mermail or Atlantean from your deck. So it's basically like a Dragoons, but for the deck, but for Mermails and Atlanteans. All of the new Mermail Atlantean cards act as bridges between the 2 archetypes, so it's like having an N-Engine Small World.
Yeah,
really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Next, what we're going to do here is overlay both of these level 3s for a rank 3, and my favorite option at the moment is Xyz's Armor
to draw a card.
Because you can detach 2 materials to draw a card, and it can activate and trigger the new Mermail cards, the Merlantian cards, sorry, to use all their effects. Now, there is another card coming out in Rage of the Abyss, which is like not Leviathan Dragon, but it's like Levy something. And what it does is it searches Virtue Stream, which is an N-Engine Icarus attack. So you can have like an Icarus attack on demand.
Yep.
And then also you can use the effect to attach a material to like add one of these back to your hand.
I mean, it needs to be seen whether or not the Virtue Stream is a card you actually need to end on at all. It could be something that's deemed entirely unnecessary.
Back besides Teus to act as an extender, but in other combos it's just better because it's like a +1 card advantage. But for the sake of this combo, we're gonna use Armor Torpedo, detaching the 2 materials to go ahead and draw a card. Let's go ahead and we're gonna use Shadow Guards as effects to go ahead and special summon out a Neptibus. Now you could start to summon out a copy of Atlantean Dragoons to go ahead and overlay these, but we've already used our normal summon, so we really don't want to search anything else. So now we're gonna use Prince's effect. What he's gonna do is send a copy of Atlantean Dragoons from our deck to our graveyard. As you can see now, we are no longer going through all 3 copies of Dragoons. We have so many targets now, which is so cool. And speaking of new targets, we're gonna add a copy of Abyss Ryan, the Atlantean Spirit. She's a really cool card. On a new chain, we can use Dragoons as effect to search for our copy of Mulin Glacia, the Elemental Lord. And then because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waters engraved, we can summon the Mulin Glacia. And let's go ahead and take 2 cards out of our opponent's hand.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and put that right there by the cat. He's going to be our hand watcher. On a new chain, we can go ahead and use Abyss Ryan's effect, tributing herself plus an Atlantean or Mermail from your field or hand to add or take a level 7 Aqua, Sea Serpent, or Fish and either special summon it or add it to our hand. In this case, we're going to see Lead again, back from the second
I'm going to rip
phase.
another
We're
card.
Special summon him to our field. Her other effect is during your opponent's turn, you can banish her and discard a card to draw a card, which is just pretty cool to help cycle stuff out. On a new chain, we can use Neptibus' effect to
trigger
target
infantry,
the
right?
Dragoons. And
The thing is, like, I'd want to avoid playing cards like this and this, though. Like, I understand they get more powerful, but you're really trying to avoid the bricks in the deck, because when your combo is powerful enough, the next part is to then slum the bricks in your deck. So that's immediately like my biggest concern with this combo. Like, I want to find as minimal brick as possible combo, because this has so many options to it. Like, this is an incredibly flexible deck. Embrace the bricks? No. No. It's kind of daunting to condense all these options. I mean, that's part of deck building, right? It can be fun. It takes a bit of time, but yeah.
Summon it to our field. And then afterwards, we can take the Mander and the Dragoons, overlay
Toad,
into
right?
our
Yeah.
Bahamut Shark, and then use Bahamut Shark's effect, detaching a copy of Dragoons, to go ahead and summon out our first copy of Totally Awesome. It's going to put this to this zone right there. And
Isn't it Totally
on
Awesome?
Any chain, we can use Dragoons' effect. And the cards you add here doesn't really matter. If you wanted to get like a second copy of Infantry into circulation, you can. You can go for Artisan if you have other extenders. You can go for Minstrel to get the tuner if you want to like drop a Trish later in the turn. Honestly, this is like the one flex spot in this combo, so let's just go ahead and add Minstrel. It doesn't really matter here. It just opens up the possibilities. Should you want to drop a Trishula as well to take a 4th card out of your opponent's
Is Minstrel even good? I feel like I don't know if I'd even want to play Minstrel, because you need to make space for a non-engine, and I'm a proponent of typically I like obviously looking at your opponent's hands is fantastic, but I like to power through my opponent's field with engine. I mean, I think you can side Minstrel pretty comfortably, but I just wonder if it's even worth the spot going second. Because going second, it's going to be terrible, and then when you go first with it, it's just like it's not a starter or an extender. It might be a side card, yeah.
On any chain. Open game state, right?
That's what I'm led to believe, at least.
Plus the Xyz Armor Torpedo to go ahead and link summon into a Marensis Coral Anemone. We're going to put this in like this zone. Yeah, sure. And then we can use Coral Anemone's effect right here, targeting the new Mermail Shadow Bodyguards because it has 0 attack, and summon it to that zone. Next, we can go ahead and use Shadow Bodyguard's effect, discarding a card to turn all waters on the field to level 7s. So Glacier became a level 7. Now what we're going to do is use Abyss Lead's effect, tributing a face-up attack position Mermail, by the way, these are both the Mermails and Atlanteans, to take another card out of our opponent's hand, making their hand size 2 cards. Now what we can do is go ahead and overlay the Mullen Glacier plus the Abyss Lead, and because you overlay into Xyz Summon, it's like this weird limbo state. Mullen Glacier no longer takes away your battle phase.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And next, we're going to do is overlay into the new Poseidra Abyss.
Oh, do you make Trishula off of this?
Using an existing Mermail.
Are any of them tuners?
This guy's got a couple of effects. You know, going second, he nukes boards and sends waters from deck to graveyard. And during your turn, if this guy who is properly Xyz summoned is sent to the graveyard, which we're going to link summon the new guy, what he does is you can discard a card to target 3 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent aquas in your graveyard and special summon them. So for example, what you could do is
so you need the Minstrel as a tuner to make Trish.
Go for a Trishula to take a 4th card out of your opponent's hand in the graveyard. But what I like to do actually is go ahead and summon all 3 level 3 Mermails that you have in your graveyard. This is going to be Osha, Bodyguard, and Abyss Rhine, the Atlantean Spirit. And then on a new chain, you can use the Neptibus Mermail effect, which is when you use a Water Monster's effect to send a Water Monster to cost. Send a Water Monster to graveyard for cost. You can use this effect to take a Abyss you can take an Abyss spell or an Abyss equipped spell card and either add it to your hand or equip him. We're going to add the new spell card. And then, of course, his last effect is if your opponent destroys this card, you can add a Mermail or Atlantean card from your deck to your hand. Anyways, this card is really cool. When you activate it, you can special one Mermail or Atlantean from your hand or graveyard and equip this card to that card. And then its other effect is you can banish this to target 3 Aqua Sea Serpent fishes, shuffle them back into the deck. You don't draw a card like they think Snake Eyes can get all the cool effects where you shuffle back to draw a card, whereas Mermail, they just get the shuffle things back. We don't get any additional draw power.
What Snake Eye effect does that? I think it's talking about searching off original, I guess.
But that's okay, because we're going to use this card right now to go ahead and target our 1 copy of Atlantean Dragoons in circulation and summon it to our zone right there, equipping it.
Where does this go? I'm confused, right? Because this is 3/3/3/4.
And then what we can do next is use that Abyss Mander that we summoned out.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to do this, though. You can make triple Toad. Is that what's happening?
To banish himself, to go ahead and modulate the levels of all the Mermails you control, which are these 3, not him, to raise these by 1 to make them all level 4s. And then from here, it's kind of important with the cards you choose to use. What you want to do is overlay the Osha and the Abyss Rhine into a Bahamut Shark, and then overlay the Dragoons plus the Shadow Guards into a Bahamut Shark. And we do this because we want to have very specific monsters in the graveyard. So for this one, we're going to detach the Abyss Rhine to special summon a Toad. And then with this Bahamut Shark, we can detach the Dragoons, infantry, keeping the Bodyguards to summon out a Toad. And because we use Dragoons' effect, detaching itself for...
Hand rip 3 triple Toad. Oh my god. To be fair, I don't think you need to do this. I think double Omni double hand rip with follow-up and the pop is probably good enough. This is kind of fucked. And Toad is a really, really above average negate because it steals, so it just takes the resource away. It also provides you a resource to use against your opponents, and then it also gets follow-up, which is criminal. And then if you have other Aquas, which this deck can have, you just keep the Toad up, and then the Toad just is a threat against next turn. Toad is such a crazy card. This is a combo you do if you hate your opponent. This is like 2012 windups. This is way worse than that. It's if you spat out 3 Toads on top of hand ripping.
For cost, we can go ahead and add a copy of it.
And this is where I make the Josh video, and I'm like, today I learned about Mermail Atlantean. Yeah, Toad is banned in the OCG. I think there's a real potential that this deck is actually good, and this deck was only not playable in the OCG because Toad's not playable. Toad's banned. Maybe that difference is big enough, which I think honestly it could be the reason why this deck is not playable there. Also, obviously maximum C, but yeah, Toad might die for this over here as well. Okay, let's chill ourselves. This might not be competitively viable. We'll look into it, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The Landscan Heavy Infantry from our deck to our hand, and this is kind of our inboard, which is 3 cards removed from our opponent's hand. So they have 2 cards in their hand, and they draw for turn. We have 2 Bahamut Sharks in the field, 3 Totally Awesomes, and 1 Royal Mermail. And then the next turn, if you like negate stuff.
Oh, they can't even target these. Oh my god. Right? That's what it does? They can't even target it? Oh my god. Why? Let's make it even harder to out. Dark Ruler plus starter. Yeah, but the problem with Dark Ruler is you can't kill them. And when you follow up, add 3 cards. And this was a 2-card combo, so your hand's going to be back to 7 cards next turn. Toad, I think, makes a huge difference for Mermail, because Toad is criminally broken. The card is insane. Maybe there's a minute left. Let's see if there's any other insight.
Your opponent still wants to play this round. You can then use Bahamut Shark, detach from
If your opponent still wants to play this round, okay, yep.
Toad, and then summon an Epibus from the deck, and it's just free extenders from there. So I think this deck's pretty cool. I have a lot more ideas that I've been working on. I've just been recovering from a really bad case of the seasonal flu, and that kind of took me out for 2 weeks. So while all the support was being announced, I was crying in bed. So that's kind of where I was. I think the next video I will work on is probably a 5-card hand loop just using Minstrel plus Dragoons. I think it's a pretty.
Okay, what else does she have set up for this? All right, you earned my sub. I respect it. Let's give her some love.